I am making this video because animals are dying every single day and people keep pretending they don't know why. So let's stop pretending. If you buy animals from breeders, you are directly contributing to death of animals in the shelters. I repeat, directly. This is not an opinion, this is math. In the United States alone, over 6 million of cats and dogs enter shelters every single year, and about 1 million are euthanized annually. This is roughly 2,500 animals a day, which makes it one animal every 30-35 seconds. Healthy animals, young animals, puppies, kittens, animals who did nothing wrong. They die for one reason only. There are more animals than homes. And shelters are not some sad little waiting rooms. They are overflow systems, constantly collapsing under volume. Every intake is a calculation who's gonna stay alive and who's gotta go. So when breeding continues, shelters stay full. When shelters stay full, animals die. So when someone says, I just wanted a puppy, what they're actually saying is, I wanted my preference met more than I cared about lives already here. That's the selfish part, and it needs to be said out loud. People love hiding behind the phrases like ethical breeder, responsible breeder, but there's absolutely nothing ethical about producing new animals while existing animals are being killed for space. Ethics depend on context. And the context right now is mass death. You cannot justify creating new lives while healthy, adoptable lives are being destroyed every day. And don't come at me with, but shelters are depressing. They are depressing because people keep choosing an aesthetic desire over moral responsibility. And let me tell you what shelters actually look like, because I volunteered for a hot minute in one. It's constant barking. It's no silence, no privacy. Lights on all day, metal cages, concrete floors. Animals who were in homes yesterday are now suddenly living in kennels. It's fear everywhere, stress is in the air. I felt pain every time I was there. It was breaking my heart. I would see dogs pace until their paws bleed. I would see animals hit their head on the wall because they're losing it. And sometimes dogs sit in the kennel with their shit and piss for days, especially when the shelter is close to the public. Cats who stop eating are automatically euthanasia list. Animals who shut down as well. Some animals panic, some freeze, and those who have a stress response to this environment are having a sentence to their lives. They write it down in the paper like reactive, difficult, aggressive. I volunteered in a government shelter for 6 months. I worked 6 full days a week because I could back then. I cleaned, I watched animals I cared for disappear, but I did help over 500 animals to find their forever home, and I took care of every cat on the euthanasia list while I was there. I watched how quickly a living being can be reduced to a number in the database. Which brings me to my cat, who's with me right now. My cat, Hootie, was labeled aggressive. Yeah, and this animal does not have any aggression in his body. When something uncomfortable happens to him, he doesn't fight, he doesn't scratch, he doesn't bite, he just freezes. He submits, he dissociates, and when I take him to the vet and he has the thermometer up his ass, or I give him pills, he will just take it. He just accepts it, and this is not aggression. This is fear. But fear gets misread. He was placed on the euthanasia list twice. For the first time, I had to make a video how I pet him and he purrs in my arms to get him off the list, but 1 month later, without any public announcement, he was just put on the euthanasia list. And I tried my best to find him a home because I really couldn't take him. I was living in a tiny place. I already had my cat Mars. But nobody came from Facebook posts, so I got him 30 minutes before euthanasia. And the craziest part about it, they didn't even want to give it to me. They told me that he was too dangerous when I was the one who took care of him for the last 2 months. So I had to use my connections in the shelter, thank God I had them. And if I didn't know those people, if I wasn't there, if I didn't push all the way, like yelling at them, give me the cat, he would be dead. He is 11 years old. He never had any health issues. He licks my fingers every day and makes me so happy. Yes. So when people say they want to go to the breeders because they want a clean slate, what they're really trying to avoid is reality. They want control, predictability, a fantasy where nothing goes wrong. But animals are not products. They are not customizable experiences. And another lie I often hear people cling to, but I want a specific breed. And let's talk facts. Roughly about 20 to 30% of animals in shelters are purebred. And this is not rare, this is not an exception. I've seen every breed from German Shepherds, Huskies, Pit Bulls, Labs, Chihuahuas, even French Bulldogs. And the same goes for cats. I literally have seen every breed. Why? They are in the shelters all the time. Because life happens. People die, people go to prison, people get deported, people lose housing, they have a kid who has an allergy, people get sick, people divorce, people lose money, and animals end up in the shelters. Let's also kill another myth while we're here. Purebred doesn't mean healthy. Purebred animals actually have higher rates of genetic disorders due to inbreeding, like hip dysplasia, heart defects, neurological problems, and dogs bred to look cute can't breathe. Like, look at the pugs. It doesn't look like a fun life. Dogs bred for aesthetics collapse under their own biology. You're not buying health, you're buying branding, and that branding costs lives. Every animal bred takes a potential home away from an animal already alive. If it makes you uncomfortable, good. Because guilt is what happens when your values and your actions don't align. And instead of numbing that guilt, you can change your behavior. This is not just an American problem. I don't like how animals are treated worldwide. And a lot of places have it way, way worse. For example, my home country, Belarus. There is now a law that fines people for feeding stray animals. Instead of protecting them, the punishment is placed on compassion. Adopt, don't shop is not a slogan. It's a moral stance. It means you understand that your choices ripple outward. It means you refuse to participate in a system built on death. It means you choose responsibility over fantasy. So next time you think about going to a breeder, understand this clearly. There is an animal in the shelter who will die so your preference can exist. And if you're okay with that, at least be honest about it. Our choices today shape our tomorrow.